Welcome to Already Overbooked. My name's Josh, and today we're doing a book tag. We're doing the New Year, New Me book tag. This tag was created by the great Kevin Toll from Kevin Toll Reads. Thank you so much, Kevin, for not only creating this awesome tag, but going through and tagging me on this tag. So I'm excited to go through and run through these prompts. So let's jump through them. So the very first one is titled Fears. So, what is one book from your 2025 reading goals that scares you? So, for me, I can't think of a book that actually scares me. Like, oh, I'm scared to read the book, or I'm scared to open it. But from a fear perspective, I think there's one book that I'm reading that I'm fearful, but for the fact that I might not like it because of its popularity, and I'm hoping I do because I want to jump on the hype train, and that is Empire of Silence by the great Christopher Rocchio. Christopher Rocchio's everywhere. I guarantee you've heard about this amazing story. Everyone seems to love it. I'm finally going to go in and jump in and read this book this year. I plan on doing a read in a few months. I think it's probably March, April timeframe. I'm going to be doing a buddy read on this, and hopefully I enjoy it. If so, I'm going to continue the series. I'm hoping it's not going to be like some other big popular series that I started last year, tried to go through and get through it, but just it wasn't clicking for me. And I'm kind of out of the loop when it comes to discussing it. So I'm hoping I love this and I continue reading it in 2025. So we'll find out. Empire Silence, Christopher Rocchio. The next one is titled Patience. So, what is one book on your 2025 reading goals you want to start immediately? So, there's a book series that's I've talked about a few times on the channel, and that is The Forgotten Moon by the great Brian Lee Durfee. I've been a huge fan of Durfee's for years now, since kind of I started just watching BookTube. I was always watching Durfee. His videos are fantastic. They're always consistent. They're a lot of fun. So I just haven't had the opportunity to jump into his world yet. The Five Warrior Angels, but this is the year. It's a big one. It's a big book. But I'm going to go through and read all three of his books: The Forgotten Moon, The Blackest Heart, and The Lonesome Crown in 2025. So I'm very excited to go through and read Durfee's books. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So jumping in and reading this very, very soon this year because it's going to take me a while to go through and read it. So The Forgotten Moon by Brian Lee Durfee. The next one is titled Growth. What book last year pushed you to reflect and or grow as a reader? So for me, that has to be Ghost Soldiers by Hampton Sides. This book made me go through and do a lot of reflection on myself. And it is a tough read to go through. It is about POWs in the Philippines and the struggles they had to go through to survive, the times they tried to go through and push back, the times they tried to go through and escape, and the multiple times that people tried to go through and save these guys. So it's a very, very tough story to go through, but so powerful. I highly, highly recommend going through and reading Ghost Soldiers. If you've read this, please let me know. I would love to have someone to talk to about this amazing story, but it is so good. Highly recommend it. Ghost Stories by Hampton Sides. The next one is titled New Paths. What is one author you plan to try for the very first time in 2025? This one's easy. I've been constantly hearing from friends of mine who love this series, Bob Lee Swagger, and that has to be Stephen Hunter's point of impact. So his Bob Lee Swagger books. So I've heard so many great things about Bob Lee Swagger. I know they made a movie with Mark Wahlberg, but they said the books are fantastic and not like the movie at all. So I am excited to finally jump in. I got book one, bought it the end of last year, told them I will read it. So this is going to be on my top of my TBR to read this year. And if I enjoy it, just like I did with Reacher last year, I'm going to go through and binge it. So it should be a lot of fun. So Bob Lee Swagger, Point of Impact by the great Stephen Hunter is the book I'm going to read this year. Alrighty, next one is self-care. What is one book and or series you plan to revisit for comfort in 2025? That one's going to be easy. So I'm going and taking a trip this year. We're going to Scotland this year for our 10-year anniversary. So I wanted to go through and reread a series again that I love and read multiple times, but I'm going to go back and read the Saxon Tales before I go to Scotland. I want to go through and golf into the culture again with this amazing story. So I'm going to start with The Last Kingdom by Bernard Cornwell, and then I'm going to jump on this bandwagon, read all as many books as I can, probably all of them before the trip. If not, I'll bring some with me during the flight. It's I think it's like a 17-18 hour flight to get there. So I'll be able to read multiple books on the way there. So it should be fun. So, yes, I'm going to be rereading the Saxon Tales by Bernard Cornwell, starting with The Last Kingdom. So, that's very exciting to go through and do that. The next question is forging ahead. What is your favorite debut book or first book in a series you read last year? So I'm gonna do both. Let's do both of them. So we'll do 6A and 6B. So 6A, what is your favorite book in a series? So I'm gonna have to go through favorite first book in a series has to be The Tomb by F. Paul Wilson, book one in the Repairman Jack series. This book is so good. This universe is amazing. I have been binging and reading at least one book a month in the Repairman Jack series. I think I'm on like book 6, 5, maybe. I can't recall which one I'm on, but they're so good. Every book is better and better than the last one. So the next one, so 6B, is what is your favorite debut book? This one was easy. This is a book that I've talked about multiple times. I think I binged it in a day and a half, but it has to be Sledge vs. the Labyrinth by the great Nick Horvath. This book is everything you want out of an action book. It feels like an 80s movie was pulled directly out of the television and tossed into a book. This is so much fun and so much intensity, so much power. Sledge is one of the greatest anti-heroes, I guess if you want to call him an anti-hero, that I've read in a very long time. I adore this series. Cannot wait for Nick to write more. So Nick, if you're watching this, we need the next book. Get it done, Nick. Get it done. Start writing. Stop watching this video and finish the next book. But it's fantastic. Highly recommend Sledge vs. the Labyrinth by Nick Horvath. I promise you, it's going to be worth going through and reading. All right, the very last one is number 7, goals. Do you have a specific reading goal or challenge for the year ahead? Yeah, there's really, I'll say two. Amount of books I want to go through and read. I want to read probably about 125 books this year. I have them pretty much planned out. Kind of what I would like to go through and read, but as a mood reader, it switches. So the goal is about 125 books this year. The second goal that I have for this year is for the channel specifically. I think at this moment we're at 238, 39 subs, maybe a little bit more. But I would like to get closer to the 750 mark by the end of the year. So look out for a lot of videos, a lot of buddy reads. I'm going to be trying to do a lot more interviews with authors this year. So look out for a lot of those. I would love to boost our community up and have more collaboration and connection with the community. That's all of them. So appreciate you, Kevin. That was fun. So yeah, if you have any reading goals, I'm curious, or any kind of challenges you're doing, let me know down in the comments. I'm always looking for do something else different. It's kind of fun. So let me know down in the comments what you're doing, and maybe I'll jump on the bandwagon with you. Again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe. You know what to do, and I'll see you in the next one.